She smuggled a stolen firearm into a family home with a newborn baby inside it, and for weeks, nobody on Coronation Street had any idea. Now the secret is out. A terrified stepdaughter has found it hiding in a trinket box under the sofa, and the woman at the center of it all is refusing to leave. If you thought Jodie Ramsey had already crossed every line on the cobbles, buckle up, because Weatherfield's most dangerous newcomer has just proven she's nowhere near finished. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about storylines currently gripping Coronation Street. We're talking about Jodie Ramsey, the character fans cannot stop discussing, and the shocking revelation that she has been hiding a real gun inside the Platt family home. This is a story that has been building for months, quietly, patiently, dangerously, and it has finally exploded onto our screens in the most chilling way possible. So if you've been half following this one, or you're completely lost and just know that Jodie has a gun is trending, stick around, because we're about to break down everything you need to know. Let's start with some background for anyone who hasn't been keeping up with every twist. Jodie Ramsey is played by actress and singer Olivia Frances Brown, and she first arrived on our screens back in January during Coronation Street's dramatic crossover episode with Emmerdale, known as Corrie. It was an explosive introduction. Jodie was found bound and gagged in a van during a multi-vehicle collision, discovered by police officer Kit Green and identified through a distinctive tattoo on her wrist that matched artwork on Shona Platt's back. That connection revealed the twist nobody saw coming. Jodie wasn't a stranger. She was Shona's long-lost, estranged half-sister, someone who had never once been mentioned in all the years we'd known Shona on the street. From the moment Jodie made her way onto the cobbles to support Shona and her partner David Platt after the birth of their daughter, Harper, something felt off. And soap fans, being the sharp-eyed detectives they are, clocked it almost immediately. Over the following months, Jodie's presence in the Platt household became increasingly unsettling. She began stealing small items from people around her, a photograph of Bernie Winter cut out from her wedding day, a book taken from Brian Packham, and stashing them away in a secret trinket box hidden in a bag under the stairs. When David's daughter Lily first stumbled across that box back in March, Jodie managed to talk her way out of trouble, convincing the young girl to keep quiet. It was an early sign of just how skilled a manipulator Jodie really is, and it wouldn't be the last time she'd use that particular skill on an impressionable child. As the weeks rolled on, Jodie's behavior grew stranger and more disturbing. She lied about her past. She manipulated Shona's trust at every turn. She caused chaos with a dog-related feud with Adam Barlow, and she reportedly attempted to seduce David and Shona's friend Carl Webster, all while positioning herself as the sympathetic, damaged sister who deserved a second chance. Julia Golding, who plays Shona, has spoken about just how convincing Jodie can be, explaining that her sister is such a skilled manipulator and quick liar that even when red flags appear, Shona simply doesn't have the emotional capacity to fight it, especially while she's exhausted and overwhelmed with a newborn in hospital. But then things took a genuinely dark turn. A month after the trinket box was first discovered, viewers watched in horror as Jodie trashed the interior of number 8 shortly before Sarah Platt arrived at the house. Sarah, unbeknownst to everyone at the time, had just fled the scene after killing Theo Silverton. When Sarah spotted the trinket box and went to investigate it, Jodie crept up behind her and struck her over the head, leaving her unconscious and unable to remember who had attacked her. It was a brutal, calculated act, and for a long time, Sarah had no idea who was responsible. That uneasy silence couldn't last forever. Sarah eventually pieced things together and identified Jodie as her attacker, reportedly after Jodie made a slip-up referencing the family dog barking at the exact time of the assault. When confronted, Jodie didn't deny what she'd done. Instead, she retaliated in true Jodie fashion by pointing out that Sarah had lied about her own alibi on the night Theo died. Suddenly, the two women were locked in an uneasy stalemate, each one holding a secret that could destroy the other. That stalemate finally broke last week when Sarah was arrested and confessed to Theo's murder. In a moment of raw vulnerability, when Kit Green suggested that the whole Platt family, Jodie included, would be looking out for her son Harry while she faced the consequences, Sarah couldn't stay silent any longer. She revealed to Kit that Jodie had attacked her, and she issued a stark warning that Jodie was dangerous. That warning has now rippled through the entire Platt family, and it set the stage for everything that's happened this week. Now here's where the story you actually came here for kicks in. As Kit passed the news on to Shona and David, and as David visited Sarah in prison to hear her account of seeing Jodie's trinket box moments before the attack, the family was simultaneously trying to celebrate something joyful, bringing baby Harper home from the hospital for the very first time. It should have been a happy day. Instead, it turned into one of the tensest episodes Coronation Street has aired in months. Jodie arrived at the celebration and made things immediately awkward by owning up to the attack on Sarah, revealing that she had already gone to the police and confessed. It seemed briefly like a moment of accountability. But then Jodie did something that left jaws on the floor across the country. She asked to move back into number 8 while she awaited her court case. Understandably, this request was met with disbelief from the family. And yet, in a moment that has left fans absolutely fuming online, Shona ended up talking herself around, convincing herself that her sister deserved another chance, and Jodie was soon back living under the same roof. But the real bombshell was still to come. Later that night, once the family had gone to bed, young Lily crept downstairs searching for her games console. She ended up pulling out Jodie's trinket box from beneath the sofa, the very same box that had raised suspicions months earlier. Only this time, its contents included something far more sinister than a stolen photograph or a paperback book. Inside was a gun, one that Jodie had stolen from Carl Webster. Lily confronted Jodie directly over what she'd found, and in a decision that could change everything for this family, she chose to tell David exactly what was hidden in that box. This is the moment the entire fanbase has been waiting for and reacting to in real time. Spoilers for the coming episodes confirm that this discovery is about to spark major fallout, with Jodie taking further and more desperate action to protect herself and maintain her grip on the Platt family. According to reports, Jodie will now have to work incredibly hard to convince Shona and David that the gun isn't real, reportedly going as far as presenting them with a fake firearm to ease their fears. It's a stunning, high-stakes deception, and it raises the question of just how far this woman is willing to go to keep her secrets buried. Julia Golding has offered some fascinating insight into how Shona processes all of this. She's explained that Shona is panicked about the possibility of dangerous men coming after Jodie, so on some level, she understands her sister being hypervigilant and mistakenly perceiving Sarah as some kind of intruder that night. Shona is described as being livid that Jodie lied to her, but she still understands, or at least tells herself she understands, the motivation behind it. It paints a picture of a woman being slowly worn down and manipulated by someone she desperately wants to trust, even as the evidence against that trust keeps piling up. And it makes the situation with Lily all the more heartbreaking, given how the young girl has effectively been groomed into secrecy by an adult she should have been able to rely on. Fan reaction to all of this has been enormous. Social media has been flooded with viewers expressing a mixture of horror, frustration, and morbid fascination with just how far Jodie's storyline has gone. Plenty of fans have voiced their disbelief that Shona keeps forgiving her sister no matter what she does, with one particularly memorable comment pointing out the frustrating soap opera pattern where a devastating discovery like this one somehow gets brushed under the rug within a matter of weeks, only for the two characters to end up living together again as if nothing happened. Others have been far more hopeful, openly wishing for Jodie's storyline to reach its conclusion soon, tired of watching her manipulate an entire family, including a child, episode after episode. There's also been a wave of speculation online about what this all means for Jodie's future on the show. Corrie recently aired a flash-forward episode that teased the death of one of 5 key characters and Jodie was confirmed to be one of the 5 in the frame. That detail alone has sent fan theories into overdrive. Combine that with the sheer volume of chaos she's currently causing: a stolen gun, an assault confession, manipulated child, and a family finally starting to see cracks in her story, and it's not hard to see why so many viewers believe Jodie's time on the cobbles might be numbered. Whether that means a dramatic exit, an arrest, or something far more permanent remains to be seen, but the writing certainly seems to be building towards some kind of reckoning. So, what could come next for this storyline? If the reports are accurate and Jodie really does manage to convince David and Shona that the gun isn't genuine, it buys her time, but it's hard to imagine that deception holding for long. Lily already knows the truth, and children on this street have a habit of eventually telling someone, especially when they're carrying a secret this heavy. There's also the small matter of Carl Webster, who presumably still wants his gun back and may not take kindly to discovering exactly who took it. And then there's Sarah, sitting in a prison cell, having already labeled Jodie dangerous to anyone who will listen. It feels less like a question of if Jodie's carefully constructed world collapses and more a question of when, and just how much damage she manages to do before it does. For now, though, the tension inside number 8 has never been higher. A newborn baby, a stolen gun, a manipulated child, a furious sister trying to convince herself she's doing the right thing, and a woman at the center of it all who has proven time and time again that she will say or do almost anything to stay exactly where she is. Coronation Street has built Jodie into one of its most compelling and unsettling characters in recent memory, and this latest twist with the gun has taken things to a genuinely nerve-shredding new level. To sum up where we stand, Jodie Ramsey's introduction back in January set the stage for months of quiet manipulation, culminating in a violent attack on Sarah Platt that Jodie has now confessed to. Just as the Platt family tried to celebrate baby Harper's homecoming, Lily uncovered a stolen gun hidden in Jodie's trinket box, forcing David and Shona to confront just how far Jodie's deception has gone. With Jodie now scrambling to cover her tracks and fans buzzing with theories about a possible exit or worse, this storyline shows absolutely no signs of slowing down. That's everything we know so far about Jodie's shocking gun storyline on Coronation Street, but you can bet there's plenty more drama on the way. Do you think Shona will finally see the truth about her sister? Do you think Jodie deserves redemption, or has she gone too far to ever come back from this? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. We absolutely love reading your theories and reactions. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps the channel out, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a Coronation Street update. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.